Alright guys, welcome back, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Pyrit for faster password cracking or password recovery, whatever you want to call it. So this is a program, and by the way, it comes pre-installed in Kali, just like AirCrack, another reason I love Kali. And what it does is it actually uses all of the cores in your system to help speed up this process. So let's say you're cracking like a few million passwords, that's how many you want to try. With AirCrack, it's only going to use one core and it's going to take quite some time. With Pyrit, you can either choose to use your CPU, so if you have a multi-core processor, or you can actually use your GPU or your graphics card, because your graphics card has a bunch of cores in it, like hundreds and hundreds. So I'm only going to be showing you guys how to use the CPU, but the concept is the same. And by the way, before we start, there's another program called Hashcat, which is, I don't know, kind of like the most popular one for cracking passwords with your graphics card, because you can actually do it with multiple graphics cards. So we're going to be learning about that later on, which is kind of like the cream of the crop for password cracking. But for right now, let's go ahead and get started with Pyrit. So to use it, you just use Pyrit, and if you just want to see how many cores you have, you can just write list_cores. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to be using my CPU, and I have 8 cores available. So this means essentially I'm going to be able to crack these passwords 8 times as fast. So let me just clear out of there. So you basically need to give it 2 things. The first one is your capture file, and the second one is a password list. So just like AirCrack. Now, I'm going to warn you guys that I moved to a different computer, and I just made a real quick capture file because I changed my password on my router, because what was the other one, like bacon123. So I changed my password, so this capture file doesn't actually have my password. So I'm just going to show you guys how to use it, but my password is really long and confusing, so it's clearly not in this dictionary. So anyways, Pyrit -R, and mine was in desktop captures WPA capture 01.cap, and then you write analyze. Boom, roasted. So got your capture file, and remember, these capture files, they need to have a valid handshake in them. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch my tutorial like 2 videos ago. And once you analyze it, it's going to say boom, roasted. We indeed did get a valid handshake. And if you ever want to just check, like get an overview of everything, Pyrit eval, what this is going to do is it's going to say, okay, yeah, you got your capture file, but you don't have any passwords yet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have our list of passwords, and we're going to actually add it to the Pyrit database. So I'll show you guys how to do that, well, right now. So anytime you have a list of passwords and you want to import them into Pyrit, then you just write Pyrit -I, and then wherever your passwords are. So security, list, passwords, I think mine's called like top 1,000,000.text. And then this last command is just import _passwords. So what this is going to do is it's going to go through this file, and it's going to import all of those into the Pyrit database. Now, I'll show you guys a cool thing about this in just a second, but what we basically did is, now that we have the passwords taken care of, we just need to add the Wi-Fi target. So that's another piece of the puzzle whenever it calculates that formula for the pre-shared key. And this is basically the last thing that you really need to do. So Pyrit -E, and then the name of my Wi-Fi is Bucky's Wi-Fi, and then you can just write create _ESSID. Hit enter. Now it has the passwords, it has the capture file, it has my Wi-Fi's name. It's good to go. So I'm just going to show you guys this. If you write Pyrit eval again, remember this just evaluates everything, give you an overview of it, and it says, alright, we got your SSID, we're aware of that, and we also got all those passwords you imported. And remember, I imported 1 million passwords, but it says passwords available 488,132, not even 500,000. So why the heck did it import them all? This is one thing that throws a lot of people. So basically what it's going to do is it automatically filters the passwords that aren't suitable for WPA or WPA2 password cracking, and that means WPA only allows you to use passwords of a certain length, and what it's going to do is if a password is below that length, like ABC, then it's not even going to add it to the database, so why waste time trying that? Also, if you ever try to import a bunch of passwords and there are duplicates, then Pyrit automatically removes the duplicates for you, so you don't have to try the same password twice. So all this is going on behind the scenes, but that's why, our password that are available, all those aren't as big as the file that we imported. Pretty cool. So the last thing that we need to do, I think I said that before, but this is two other commands. Pyrit, batch, and whenever you hit enter on this, what it's going to do is it's going to start processing those passwords or calculating the formulas that you need in order to start cracking. Alright, so once it's done batch processing our files, then we can finally launch our attack. So just call Pyrit, and you just need to say where your capture file is. So -R, and mine is in desktop captures in WPA.cap, and we just write attack_db. So hit enter and watch how long this takes. And by the way, I actually timed this with AirCrack. It takes 2.5 minutes whenever I'm just running AirCrack. So I'm about to hit enter, and look at that. Like, I don't even know if it took a second for 1 million well, it isn't 1 million. It's actually about 500,000, but still, check that out. And of course it says password not found because, remember, the key to a dictionary attack is having the password in that dictionary. But now we have to ask ourselves, some places, some people, and some organizations, they're going to have really long passwords that just aren't practical to crack with a dictionary attack. So what other solutions do we have? Are we just screwed? Well, we aren't. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you guys, even when someone has an incredibly long and incredibly complex password that would take years and years to crack with a dictionary attack, there is an awesome method that we can use to get around that in some cases, in a lot of cases, and I'll be showing you guys that. But before I let you guys go, just remember that first command I showed you, that analyze, that was just to see if you had a valid handshake. You don't actually need that in your attack if you know that there's a handshake. Just remember to add your password file to the database, add your Wi-Fi or ESSID, and then you can launch your attack. So I'll just show you guys how to delete your ESSID and delete your passwords from your database if you ever want to. This is just kind of bonus information. So if you want to delete your ESSID, maybe we're done attacking my Wi-Fi, you don't want any evidence on our computer, just write -E, Bucky's Wi-Fi, delete ESSID. So this is the exact same command for adding your Wi-Fi, but instead of create ESSID, we were just running delete ESSID. And are you sure you want to delete this? Yes, and there you go. Now to delete all those passwords, let's say, actually I did this before. I was testing and I actually added my real password to the database, and I'm like, probably shouldn't have that in there. So you actually need to delete the entire database. Then you can just re-import everything. If you just write rm -rf dot Pyrit, and this is just the path where it's at, blob space password, there you go. So you're going to remove everything, and this removes everything in the directories. It's recursive, and hit enter. So Pyrit eval, we can analyze everything. We now have 0 passwords. We now have 0 networks we want to target. We're pretty much back to basics. Now the last thing I want to say is, whenever you import passwords into your database, you don't have to do it all at once. You can, import a huge file of passwords that you found online, and then if you find another one, you don't have to choose between them. You can just run that same command again, and it's going to import password by password. It's automatically going to check to make sure that they're the right length, and also that there are no duplicates. So just import every single password, file you can have, and it's going to do the rest for you. So Pyrit is pretty awesome. Also going to be showing you guys how to use Hashcat in the future, which is even faster than this. So yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. I will see you guys in the next video.